Hello and welcome to Andertons TV, first video in NAMM. And I'm here with...
Nate Baglios from Cali Audio.
Oh my man! Hanging in the California sunshine.
That's so nice.
And I'll get straight to the point, Nate. I did a very silly video the other day with my friend where we were in our speaker room listening to your speakers, and I alluded to a little bit of the story behind it. But what's great is we met you, bumped into you straight away, and I wanted to get a little bit more about Cali Audio because it sounded great in the room, but I couldn't really get it across to you, obviously because of copyright boring stuff. Anyway, I'm waffling on, Nate. What is Cali Audio?
So Cali Audio just started last year. We're about a year old this week.
Hey.
We're a speaker company. There are 5 of us, mostly engineers, and we left JBL because we wanted to do more research, we wanted to do more development, and we wanted to make better products that didn't cost as much.
So succinct and beautiful, but they really did sound great. Have you gone on another step? Do you feel like that you've broken the shackles of JBL and you can do a bit more? Because the sound for the price point was a bit shocking, actually.
Yeah, and that was intentional.
Yeah.
There's 2 things. From a business standpoint, we want people to buy these so that they know who we are, so that we can continue to be free.
Yeah.
And then from a sort of personal standpoint, we all love music. That's why we do this. If we didn't love music the way we do, we would be doing something else because this isn't very lucrative for anyone. But we want people to be able to make better music, and we want to be a tool that helps better music get created. And especially right now, there are people with stories to tell, there are people with songs to sing, and if we can be a part of that, and if we can give someone a tool that doesn't break their bank or that they don't have to save up for a year to get, and it means that they make a better record or put a better song online, or that it sounds better and more people hear it and more people get it, that's wonderful. That's powerful.
Yeah. Right on, brother. Let's fist bump on that. I like it. And a bit about the design of that. Is there anything you really are proud of out there? Any unique innovations that you've come up with?
Yeah, so the thing that I'm most proud of is if you look at the back of the speaker, we've got all those diagrams on the back of the speaker. Mm-hmm. So if you're in a home studio, you pretty much have to put the speaker at the one place that it makes sense in the space. And that might not be the most acoustically ideal place. Mm-hmm. So those diagrams on the back of the speaker help you find, all right, I've got it against a wall, or I've got it on stands, or I've got it on a desk. How can I compensate for that? And what we did was we took measurements against walls and on desks and found out the things that are common to all of those. So we know if you're putting it on a desk, it's gonna add this characteristic to the sound. So we basically take the desk out with those diagrams on the back of the speaker.
And is that DSP doing all of
Yep, that's DSP. Yep. And then some other things that we've been able to do as well, we've got a huge woofer on there. We didn't spend any money on the packaging of the product. We spent the money on the woofer. So we've got a much bigger magnet than anybody else is using at this price point, which is what you hear. You hear that linearity, that clarity on the low end.
And quite a big box. To look at, the numbers belied the size of the box, even though it was a 6-7 inch driver, I think the one I was looking at.
Yeah.
It seemed that you hadn't skimped on space, like the speaker had enough space to breathe in.
It's got enough space to breathe, and it's got a huge port tube at the front.
I sound like I really don't know anything about it, but I was trying to figure out why it sounded so good.
Yeah, so the port tube then is also a huge part of that. So first of all, the port tube is massive. And again, we're going into home studios. People have to put these against walls. That's the only time.
I never got that, the rear firing tube.
Right.
So you sorted that out?
Well, so the issue is, if you have a port tube on the front, air comes out of the front. It comes out at different velocities. It creates turbulence. And every time the bass hits, you hear which isn't good on a studio monitor. It adds to the noise floor, and you think, oh, the bass sounds fluffy. Mm-hmm. So what we've been able to do with this port tube, and this is actually a patented technology, is all the air leaves at the same speed. That doesn't cost us any money. The only money that cost us was in research and development. We pretty much killed an engineering computer running airflow simulations for 4 days. But in terms of manufacturing, that's just a different shape in the plastic on the front of the speaker. So it adds no cost to making the speaker, but it means that you get much more bass, much clearer bass, and of course that front-firing port tube, which you need in a small home studio.
Anything else? what we got in stock at the Andertons? What's the range at the moment?
Yeah, so you have the 6, which is a 6.5-inch speaker. You have the 8, which is an 8-inch speaker. And then at NAMM, we're coming out with a larger version of the 8, which has a 4-inch mid-range and a 1-inch coincident driver. We're coming out with a Bluetooth box, which is really cool, and we're coming out that's specifically meant for, again, people who are working in home studios. It's 12 inches, so it'll fit under your desk, but it can be used for live sound, and it fits in the trunk of a Toyota Corolla. So if you want to take your studio sub out and use it as your sub on a gig, you can do that now.
With the crossover in it, working with your tops really well?
Yep, we've got crossovers. We've got custom crossovers for all the Cali boxes, and then we've got crossovers at 40, 60, 80, 100, and 120 hertz.
That's going to be a very interesting product that will fit with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's just made me think about, do I need a sub?
Yes.
I need a sub!
You need a sub.
Hey, Nathan, man, let's just keep it there. And it's a real pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, great talking to you.
And hope you have a good NAMM, man.
Thanks, you too.
Cali Audio, check them out, Andertons. We've got them in and go dance around sillily in the room like I did with my mate Daniel.